Counselor? Counselor? Is that you? Come out wherever you are.
This is Max Cady from
Martin Scorceses.
His 1991 remake of Cape Fear. And he is, without a doubt, I'm being genuine right now, the most twisted, the most maniacal, the most borderline insane movie villain I think I've ever seen in any movie. More crazy than the Joker, more creepy than Sid, more cunning than Hans Landa. Max Cady is all of those things and more.
Granddaddy used to handle snakes in church. Granny drank strychnine.
I guess you could say I had a leg up, genetically speaking.
He is a real-life Jared Leto. He is strong, smart, and is equipped with a borderline superhuman level of determination. How is he doing that? But what makes him so disturbing is his determination. He is locked in.
You won't learn, my boss.
What? He was determined when he committed all of those crimes. He was determined when he taught himself how to read, so he could study the law and philosophy while in prison.
I learned to read during my stretch.
And he is determined to ruin this man's life. My God, would you look at that stain? Can't even lie, bro's got drip. Hey, what are you doing? Stop, stop, hey stop. What are you doing? Get away from the camera, stop, stop, stop. Cape Fear follows defense attorney Sam Bowden, who, 14 years earlier, was one Maximilian Cady's attorney. Who?
What are you, a fucking owl?
To put it in layman's terms, is a complete freak for raping and beating a 16-year-old girl. But actually, Sam could have gotten Max off with a lighter sentence or acquitted him altogether.
But if you'd seen what this guy had done to this girl, I mean...
If he hadn't suppressed evidence of Max's victim being promiscuous.
Anyway, I had a report on this victim and it came back that she was promiscuous.
But going against the system he committed himself to, assumed that Cady was a dumbass who couldn't read.
I mean, he was illiterate. I mean, I had to read everything to him, the probable cause affidavit.
And as such, thought that he would never realise what his public defender had done.
I buried it.
And it's in prison, during those 14 years, in which Max Cady is reborn into something much more menacing. A violent psychopath with a God complex.
I am like God.
And an unstoppable will who actually knows the law.
14 years ago. 14 years. I was forced to make a commitment in an 8x9 cell. To an 8x9 cell. Surrounded by people who are less than human. Now you're going to be forced to make a commitment. My mission in that time was to become more than human. You could say I'm here to save you.
Max Cady is less of a stereotypical villain and more of a natural force of evil. He's kind of like Anton Chigurh, but where Anton views himself as a form of fate and destiny, Max views himself as a god altogether, who escaped hell to torment the man who sent him there.
Well, let's just break that down.
No, wait.
Let's just break it down.
One thing that I think contributes to what makes him so captivating is that he's a walking contradiction. He's a hypocrite. He cloaks his vengeance in self-righteousness.
Thank God, like me, I am as large as God. He is as small as I.
His body is covered in quotes from the Bible, but follows Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy, God is dead.
To the public library reading Thus Spake Zarathustra by Friedrich Nietzsche. He's this German philosopher. He said that God is dead.
Right.
He literally has a truth and justice tattoo on his back.
I don't know whether to look at him or read him.
He quotes scripture.
Like it says in Galatians 3, have you suffered so many things in vain?
He presents himself as a tool to enact divine justice, except, you know, it's not. But the thing is, technically, from a legal standpoint, he is morally correct in his cause. Now, obviously, he goes about getting his revenge in the most evil way possible. And he is an evil freak who deserves to be locked away for life, but I'll get to that later. But his attorney did swear an oath, and he did violate that oath when he suppressed evidence that would have greatly reduced his sentence.
I buried it.
But while in prison, Max embodied a philosophy of the Superman, or the Übermensch, which is a Nietzschean philosophy of becoming more than human. Wait, stop, time out. Quit writing your comment. I'm not an expert in philosophy. This is a movie channel here. We talk about movies here on the Comporio channel, so relax, okay? Relax. But in his prison cell, he has a fitness book, the Holy Bible, Amen, 100 Days to Perfect Your Vocabulary, Dante's The Inferno, law textbooks, as well as photos of Nietzsche himself, Confederate General Robert E. Lee, General Patton, Stalin even, and he's got comic book superheroes Captain Marvel and Black Bolt on the wall. And this guy says he hates Marvel movies. Get the fuck out of here. Oh! Like the concept of the Superman, Max Cady turned himself from weak to strong, went from being unable to read to having a strong understanding of the law. He gets boiling water thrown on him and he doesn't react at all.
Are you offering me something hot?
He lets the wax from a burning flare run down his hand and he doesn't react at all. He is like God and God is like him.
God like me.
I said, Nietzsche, shut the fuck up.
But just as Nietzsche's concept of the Superman was distorted and violated by the Nazis, so it is with Max Cady, who uses it for revenge instead of pure enlightenment, which is a direct contradiction to the philosophy. Instead of becoming more and moving on, he labelled all of his hate and anger onto one man, just so he can still give in to his natural animalistic impulses of violence. The thing about Martin Scorsese is that all of his movies are, at their core, explorations of evil. Greed, lust, obsession, greed, loneliness, Shark Tale, greed even. But Max Cady is the most unique villain he has created because it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what really makes him tick. I wouldn't say it's lust, he's not out for money, maybe he really is enacting divine punishment. Or maybe he's just using that as an excuse to give in to his impulses. But he has a mission, and it is to destroy this man and his family from the inside out. Oh! A lot of horror villains, they go on mass rampages, you know, they lurk in the shadows, they sneak around and stab motherfuckers. But what really is so terrifying about Max Cady is that he's real. He's there. He doesn't really want to kill. He wants to destroy and defile Bowden and his family. He wants to dismantle and ruin everything about this guy's life, which somehow is even more disturbing. He's an intimidating figure. When he gets out of prison at the start of the film and walks out, all of the other inmates are quiet and watch him silently. Normally they rattle and hurl insults, but here, I don't know if it's fear or respect, but they don't whisper a word. But then he gets out of prison and goes directly to torment Sam Bowden. And first off, it starts with harmless annoyance. You know, he just rocks up and plays with him. Hey. You know, he takes Bowden's car keys out of the ignition.
Only here till he's gone.
He stalks the family when they go out to see a movie, and to piss them off, just starts laughing maniacally while smoking a cigar. And, you know, there's no law against that. He watches the family when they go for ice cream, but, you know, he just happened to be there. Then he disappears, which, you know, was clearly ripped off from Spider-Man 3. Yeah, nice try, Marty. He sits on the Bowden family's fence, watching them from outside during the 4th of July fireworks, which, you know, technically he is outside of the premises, so he's not trespassing on the property, so he didn't break any laws.
Right, there he was. He was behind our house.
Ah, tempted B&E.
Well, no, not exactly. I mean, he was sitting on a wall that bounds our property.
He poisons the family dog, but there's no proof that he broke into the home.
What'd the vet say?
That he was poisoned.
So, because all of this is circumstantial, Bowden can't get any actual evidence that Cady is trying to ruin his life. He catches him off guard again, and then he starts yapping about how he likes teenage girls.
They're great at that age, ain't they?
In this scene, Robert De Niro pulls off an incredible performance and channels his inner Minecraft YouTuber. Then we learn that he was violated and abused during his stint in prison.
What shall be my compensation, sir, for being held down miles by 4 white guys? Oh,
for black guys?
The Bowdens go to attend the 4th of July parade, and yep, there he is. And he makes a comment about Bowden's wife and daughter, which makes him snap and try to kill him.
Damn lucky to have her, boy. You son of a bitch!
But he starts to kick things up a notch and shows his more violent, cruel nature. This whole time, Bowden was secretly having an affair with his secretary, so Max manipulates her at a bar, and then they go back to his apartment and he proceeds to rape and assault her. This entire sequence is just so disturbing, man. And what's worse is that you know what's coming, but there's nothing you can do about it. Now, he's not exactly presented as a typical movie monster. Not yet, anyway. But more of a guy who does every evil, fucked up act in the book to get his revenge. The more we learn about him, however, the more we see that his grievances are based on nothing foundational. He likes to say that they are, but he just distorts his own feelings and empathy to take it from Bowden and his family.
Let him out!
It's much more personal than he cares to admit, to completely tear apart everything about Bowden and his family, which he is secretly jealous of.
My own daughter, she don't even know me. After I went inside, her mama told her I was dead, which, in a way, I was. Still think you're better than me?
No, I don't think I'm better than you. That's not the goddamn point.
Good, because if you're not better than me, then I can have what you have. This ain't nothing about the family that I lost, the respect that I lost. I don't think you really understand what we're talking about here.
What do I have?
A wife, a daughter. I'm gonna teach you the meaning of commitment.
None of this is excusing his evil, though. It's really messed up. Sam Bowden is this prestigious lawyer who is getting his dignity and personal security violated by a man who knows how to work around the system that Bowden pledged himself to and target everything in his personal life without actually landing a single finger on Bowden. Now, Bowden realizes what Max's intentions truly are and hires a private investigator to keep an eye on Max, which goes just about as well as you can imagine.
Yeah, are you my friend?
No, I'm not your friend.
Then Max pretends to be a drama teacher to get close with Bowden's daughter Danielle at her school. This scene is particularly hard to watch, and it's also a disturbingly accurate portrayal of how evil works. It's not obvious because no one would fall for that. Instead, he's coercive and manipulative. What's even more heart-wrenching about this scene too is how comfortable Danielle is. She can tell something is off, but is almost intrigued and drawn to Max, even though he clearly has cruel intentions. It's almost a one-to-one recreation of Satan manipulating Eve in the Garden of Eden. Sam finds out about this though, and now he is really furious, like any father would be.
Smile off your face. I'm asking you, did he touch you?
And hires some guys to find Max off guard and beat him up.
Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up.
And oh my god, he manages to fight back and overpower the three men. I love this scene too here, man.
Come out, wherever you are.
He knows Sam is there and could easily fucking kill him, but he doesn't. He just taunts him.
How can I learn you? How can I read you? How can I think you? And I can out-philosophize you. And I'm gonna outlast you.
Generational beef right here, folks. But actually, Max recorded Sam threatening him.
If you don't get out of here, you're gonna be hurting like you never dreamed.
A threat?
Yeah.
And uses it as evidence that he was involved in his assault the night before, but greatly exaggerates his injuries to the court. And then the judge puts a restraining order on Sam Bowden, and Cady's attorney files for Sam to get disbarred. So he's beating him at his own game.
King Solomon could not have adjudicated more wisely, Your Honor.
Out of options, Sam and his PI make a plan to trick Cady into breaking into his home so his PI can shoot him on grounds of self-defense. And you know, everything is going well, and then oh my fucking god, he killed the maid and he took her clothes and he strangles the PI with the piano wire and
I learned that in prison, you like? White trash piece of shit.
Crazy, unhinged individual. So you know, they flee to Cape Fear, and then holy fuck, he's hanging underneath the Jeep. That is crazy shit. Then he goes fucking Batman style on Sam here, but now they are secluded in the middle of a river, pretty isolated from civilization, and to Max, it's now time to finally enact his vengeance. This scene here is so disturbing, man.
Ready to be born again, Miss Bowden?
The tension in this scene is so palpable that it's actually hard to watch. And what his plan is here is actually too gruesome to even speak about on his platform. Then Danielle lights him on fire and he jumps into the river. Then he comes back.
The people called Samuel G. Vote.
Then Max creates his own courtroom and breaks the fourth wall while he does it, looking directly at us and challenging our own judgment.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I agree. That was argumentative. I can't ask leading questions, Your Honor. He is a hostile witness.
As if we were the judge presiding over this trial. But there's a struggle, and Sam managed to handcuff Max onto the now sinking riverboat as it crashed into the rocky floor of the riverbed, and he slowly starts to get pulled down. But even in his final moments, he still freaks me out. He starts yelling in gibberish. Speaking in tongues, which is an aspect of Pentecostalism, which is basically a form of meditation in some churches, I believe, about just yelling whatever comes to your mind, blurting it out loud, just another layer to an already complex and terrifying character. Then he just stares at him as he slowly sinks beneath the waves. This entire sequence on the river is a baptism for Sam Bowden. Effectively, he did go through his personal hell and is now reborn, just as Max was 14 years earlier. It's not a typical happy ending. There's not really any catharsis. The threat of Max Cady is gone, but he will still live on in the Bowden family.
We never spoke about what happened. At least not to each other. Fear, I suppose. That to remember his name or what he did would mean letting him into our dreams.
Maybe Max was the devil himself who punished the family to test their faith and bond to each other. Sam was cheating on his wife, cheated the profession he committed himself to, and continues to do so even when Max appears and starts messing with them, as he stupidly decides to commit to more drastic and illegal measures. In the end, what made Max Cady such a unique and twisted villain was that he exploited and held a mirror to all of the fears we have in our own society. The failure of the justice system, the illusion of safety, and the thought that someone with enough rage and determination can have the means to destroy someone's entire life without actually breaking the law. Still though, no body, no verification, still alive. Everybody knows the rules.